In the 1940s, there was a nurse named Evelyn who ran the infant ward of a small, isolated hospital. Locals remembered her as cold, mechanical, perfect on paper but wrong somehow. Her uniform was spotless, her hands precise, her smile thin and brittle like old glass. Over the years, an unusual number of babies died under her care, always the frailest ones, always with no clear explanation. Parents grieved, doctors signed death certificates. No one dared question Evelyn. It was easier to believe in bad luck than in something darker. Then came Charlotte, a woman of influence and iron will. She gave birth to a healthy child at Evelyn's hospital, but within days, her baby was dead. Unlike the others, Charlotte refused to accept the neat, quiet tragedy handed to her. At her child's funeral, standing alone over the tiny grave, she whispered a curse, not in anger, but in grief so deep it scraped the marrow of her bones. The air itself seemed to recoil from her words. The ground split with hairline cracks. Something ancient and violent stirred. Reality frayed like rotting cloth, and through the tear, something came. Something that had been waiting for the right opening. Something hungry for pain. That night, Evelyn felt it. The curse found her in the nursery, where she sat alone, meticulously folding a blanket no one would ever use. The walls around her buckled, warping in bleeding shadows. Invisible hands gripped her, dragging her across the broken threshold between worlds. She tried to scream, but the curse forced every stolen cry, every mother's sob, back down her throat. Her body twisted, joints cracking backward, bones warping under the strain. Her once immaculate skin shriveled like paper left too close to a flame, her eyes sinking deep into hollows that wept black tears. The spirits of the lost children clung to her, stitched into her very flesh, their tiny hands clawing and pulling. Their sorrow became her marrow, their agony her blood. She became something else, something the world had no name for. They call her the Cradle Witch now. Since then, stories have spread of a gaunt figure cradling invisible infants in the abandoned wings of hospitals, of soft lullabies sung in a voice cracked and raw, of a presence that comes to those drowning in guilt and shame. She doesn't speak. She only rocks back and forth, humming a broken tune until the crying stops. But it's not the child's cries that end. It's yours. If you ever hear the soft creak of a rocking chair in an empty room, don't look. If you see pale hands reaching out from the shadows, don't answer. She's still searching for those who cannot carry their sorrow any longer, so she can carry it for them forever.